Alright my fellow agents, welcome back to the Gaming Brigade, and as most of you know by now, I never want to waste your time here at the channel, so I'm going to summarize this entire video within the first 15 seconds. The investor mask is now in the general loot pool. You can also farm for the blueprint and craft one for the first time. Now if that's all you need to hear, feel free to click off this video right now. Thank you so much for stopping by, but for everyone else, we are going to go over a few farming details really quick because this happens to be an exotic you definitely want multiple versions of. Alright, so first of all, what you're looking at on screen right now is the Retaliation exotic blueprint list, all the different ones you can pick up, and you can see under True Sons at the very bottom, they just added the investor to this list, and this is going to be a guaranteed way to get this exotic. Now keep in mind as I say that, there happen to be a few steps you need to take in order to actually craft the mask for the first time. First of all, you have to go after the True Sons, you get that agitation meter filled up. After that, you're going to jump into Retaliation, and hopefully when you complete it, you will get the blueprint to drop. Now keep in mind, it's very important to always remember it is all RNG, it is pure luck. You may finish one of these and get the blueprint right away. It may take you 4, 5, 6 attempts, but this is the only way to get that blueprint. Now once you've picked this thing up, that is when you're going to see all the resources you need to actually craft one of these, and when you craft it, at that point you can try to reconfigure it as many times in a row as you like to get the actual version you want. I'll talk about that more in a moment. However, as I said a moment ago, the mask is now in the general loot pool as well, and we all know one of the benefits about playing Retaliation is you can actually choose your targeted loot. Set your targeted loot to mask, who knows, you could actually get one to drop while you're playing. Wish you nothing but the best of luck, and as always, questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know. On that note, I'm going to leave you with some gameplay footage and a few final thoughts. We'll talk about a few farming details as well. As always, I want to take a moment and thank you all for your incredible continued support. Please let me know of any other questions you have I did not address. Thank you once again for the privilege of your time, and as I mention at the end of every one of these, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and we'll talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone. Hello once again, my fellow agents. I hope you're doing well on this fine day. Alright, so first of all, what are your thoughts on the new season so far? I'm just jumping into it right now. I will be putting together different builds. We'll be talking about different PvE Dark Zone builds, all that good stuff. And as always, if you have any requests, please let me know. Alright, so having said that, let's talk about Retaliation, specifically difficulty. Now, what I recommend doing is this. When you want to fill up that agitation meter for a certain faction as quickly as possible, you want to play in the highest difficulty you can. However, for those of you out there who may struggle on the higher difficulties, you can still get these rewards like the blueprints on the lower difficulties as well. So let's say you're on the fence between challenging and heroic, but you want to make sure you actually make it through the round of Retaliation, drop it to challenging, because look, just like most things in the game, the higher the difficulty is going to give you a better chance of getting certain things, but you can get them on the lower difficulties as well. Now, as far as the blueprints are concerned, and this is the image I showed you at the beginning of the video, you can apply this farming method to any of the exotics you see on screen. You just have to make sure you're going after the correct faction. Hopefully you get the blueprint to drop. When you do, you'll see the different components you need to craft one of these for the first time. And I know a lot of players out there, let's say you missed certain items that were guaranteed from previous seasonal reward tracks. This is going to give you that ability to craft one of these exotics for the first time. And look, a lot of players out there, and I talk about this in a lot of the videos, you know, you're trying to get the Memento backpack and all you do is get a Costa's Go bag, or you're trying to get St. Elmo's engine and all you're getting is, you know, whatever it is. So once again, in my opinion, even though this can be a pain in the ass, getting certain exotics in the game are definitely worth it, and I wish you nothing but the best of luck. At this point, my friends, we're going to cut to some more gameplay footage. I was playing on challenging difficulty, left the microphone on. Hope you enjoy this thing. Take care of yourselves, be kind to each other, and I will see you in the next one. Alright, my friends, this is what, my 5th attempt? I've done 4 on heroic, 1 on challenging. Can we get lucky and get the blueprint on the lower difficulty? There we go, there we go. Come on, come on. There we go. Alright, I'll take it. I'll take what I can get, my friends. Alright, so now, okay, so here's the thing. The investor mask is one of those exotics where you want to have multiple versions. The reason for that is because it can roll with any of the core attributes. So in my opinion, you want a red one, a yellow one, and possibly a blue one as well. And I think the yellow one is going to be probably the best version in the game. Now, in case you don't know when we received one in the previous seasonal reward track, you only got the one. You could not farm for it. It was not in the loot pool. So now you can actually not only farm for it in the loot pool, but you can get the blueprint, which is a really good thing. So the first thing we're going to do is go over to exotics, and there we go. You can see we have the blueprint, and once we click on that, it is then going to show us all the components we need to craft this thing for the first time. So I need more automated defense parts. How do I get those? Oh, I can, I think I can, let me think this through. I think I can convert some items to automated defense parts, and that way I can actually, I don't have to go play more retaliation. So where do I go for that? I think I just scroll to the bottom. And hopefully, actually not hopefully, I should have enough resources to actually craft some automated defense parts. There we go. So I have some broken shade watches. So we're going to craft some of those. I think do you get 10 or 15 for crafting? Well, we're going to find out right now. And the winner is 15. Okay, I don't think that's enough though. How many did I need for the mask? Man, it's been a minute since I've crafted something. All right, so let's make our way back over there. I think I needed like 30 or something. 35. Okay, so I need 10 more, so we're going to make our way back to that crafting portion of the menu. Let's go down here really quick. Where'd it go? Oh, my bad. This is what happens when you try to play at the end of a workday. All right, so now what I can do is this. I can convert certain materials into watches, and then I can, you know, use those watches to craft more of the automated defense parts or whatever it's called. All right, that should be enough. I think we should be good to go. So let's make our way back over to the automated defense parts bundle. We're going to craft 2 of those, and then we are good to go. Actually, do we need 2 or just 1? You know what? I think that's it. I think we have enough now. My math is not mathing in my head. I'm exhausted. Anyway, whatever. Let's go back to it. Okay, so here we go. Now we can craft one, all right? Now this is the important part, and actually, chances are tomorrow I'm going to make a follow-up to this one talking about the difference between crafting and reconfiguring an exotic. So this one is not bad at all. All right, so as I said a moment ago, I have an all-red version, and I want to put together an all-yellow version as well. This one's really good. However, I don't really want a status effect skill haste. I'd rather have skill damage and, let's say, skill haste and status effects. I mean, the goal is all yellow plus a yellow core. So at this point, what we have to do is this. And this is where things get a little bit tricky for players who are not used to this system. This is the red one I have, okay? The one I just crafted was the yellow one. Now at this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to reconfigure this over and over and over and over until I get the version I'm looking for. Now for me, I want at least 3 yellows on this thing. I want a yellow core, and I want at least 2 out of the 3 to be skill based. I'm looking for skill damage and a combination of 2 others. So first of all, we're going to select the mask that I just crafted. And at this point, even though it says craft, what you're actually doing is you're reconfiguring that mask we just crafted for the first time. It's not craft, it's reconfigure. And the reason that's important to mention is because you are destroying the version that you just crafted and you're creating a new one in its place. So for instance, the one that was just, you know, the 3 yellows and 1 red, now it's a blue, 1 yellow, and 2 red. So I'm going to, once again, reconfigure this thing and hopefully get the version I want. And how many are we going to do? Let's say 15. 15 attempts I will give myself. All right, that's not what I'm looking for. And this is where resources really come into play. So for me, I don't do a lot of crafting when it comes to things. I do have most items in the game, but when it comes to this mask, you want multiple versions. I mean, for me, I wanted at least 1 red and 1 yellow. The blue is still, you know, up for grabs, but I wanted these 2 for sure. All right, that one didn't cut it. Let's see what we have on this one. That one's not bad, but I really want a yellow core. I'd even settle for a blue core, and if I could get like skill damage, skill haste, and skill duration, something like that, that would make me very happy. Even repair skills. All right, nope, this one is not it. Oh man, I got this feeling, my friends, I'm just gonna keep doing this until I get the version I want, or at least really damn close. Nah, that's not it. Could this be one of those videos where it's like 40 minutes long because it takes me a lifetime to do this? Oh dear Lord. The other thing too is that, let's say I get a perfect blue version, I'm going to save that, and then what I will then do, more farming, because I have the blueprint, get resources, craft a 3rd one, and then reconfigure that one to get an all yellow one, if that makes sense. Because as I said, this is, I think, the only exotic we have in the game where the core attribute can be different. You know, we don't have that. Ooh, this is, no, that's not it. That's not it. All right, how many more? How am I in exotic components? 596. We'll go 16 more runs. How about that? Yeah, let's keep at it. Now, it's very important to mention that, you know, you need to keep an eye on your resources as you're doing this, because let's say you run out of resources as you're trying to reconfigure and get the one you want. You need to still save that mask, because that's the only one you currently have in your inventory, because that's, remember, that's the original one that we started off with a lifetime ago, even though that wasn't a lifetime. That was like, what, 4 minutes? But it just seems like a lifetime when you're just spending all of these resources to try to get the perfect version that you want. This is going to be great for a skill build. I think I'll even settle for, I think I said this before, 3 yellows and some other variation. But I just want to make sure I get skill haste, skill damage, and a yellow core, and then we'll go from there. All right. This is the one. Nope. See, we're getting closer, but yeah. Because I'm going to be using this as core strength. So many builds you can actually use this mask with. It's a really good mask. Oh, see, that's good. So, for instance, if that crit hit chance was something different, oops, I equipped it. But if that crit hit chance was something different, I would have saved that version. Let's try again. Ooh, do I save this one? This one's really good. This one's really good, but I really wanted that core attribute to be a skill tier. What do I do? You know what? No, we're not going to give up. Do we give up? Ah, man. No, we're going to go one more. I'm not going to say one more. We're going to craft until we get that, but with a skill tier. And I kind of instantly regret that decision. Damn it. Nope. All right. We'll go like 4 more of these and that's it. Then I'll just kind of mentally reset and try again tomorrow. Watch, I'll just get rainbow rolls from now on. All right, what do we got this round? Nope. 3 more, my friends, 3 more. Watch, 4 hours later, I'm still there. We go. Skill tier, skill damage, skill haste, Pro. Perfect. I'll take this one. Now, I would much rather that hazard protection be something else, but this is really damn good. And while I could keep reconfiguring it, I'm okay with this, you know. Yeah, I think I'm going to save this one. I think I will. At this point, I'll optimize it. And look, let's say, for instance, I want to try to reconfigure it again. I can always do that. But for right now, I will take this as a victory. Let's optimize this thing. And then we're good to go, my friends. All right. That's it for the video. I hope this helped you out. Now, I will post a follow-up to this one, as I said a moment ago, just talking about the difference between reconfiguration and crafting. Just a really quick, short video. That's it. That's all I got. Thank you once again for everything, and I will see you in the next one.